Hello, Morg. I'm excited to be making this power class for you. I want to intro two things before we start. The first is the intention of this class. And so, aside from the fact that we want to be building strength, and that's why I'm making this for you, I want the intention of the class, instead of to become powerful or to become stronger, our intention is to feel powerful and to feel strong while we're doing the practice. The fact that you will get stronger and more flexible in your body is a positive side effect of the fact that we're going to be feeling strong and feeling powerful. So throughout this class, I want you to feel empowered to adjust things, change things, take breaks, push yourself further or harder. Whatever you need to do to feel most powerful during this class, I want you to feel empowered to do so. The second thing that I want to quick run through before we start is what a sun salutation looks like. And more specifically, there's a portion of a sun salutation that is called a Vinyasa. And so that is the, it's very common in yoga classes, but you'll be going from plank into a chaturanga push-up, pressing up to up dog, and then pressing back to down dog. So I just want to give a quick explanation of that, because we're going to be doing it a lot. It's kind of like you will continue to do it throughout this class. And so you will have found yourself in a plank pose. You can take an inhale here. Your exhale is going to be into our chaturanga push-up. And this is really what I want to demo for you. So the chaturanga, you want to keep your elbows close in line with your body, so that if you were to go all the way down, your elbows would touch your shirt. And then your inhale, flip the toes, lift your chest for up dog. And then exhale, you'll lift your hips high for down dog. And what I want to point out is that throughout class, as we are really tiring our muscles, if you feel like you can't, feel powerful in doing this chaturanga push-up, what I don't want you to do is come down to your knees. This just kind of changes the entire shape of this move. And it also doesn't help us get better at it. So what I want you to do, instead of dropping to your knees, if you need some sort of rest, is instead of dropping here, go an inch if you can, and then flip up to up dog. If you can't go down at all, just hold plank for that breath, and then inhale to up dog, exhale to down dog. So that's my little spiel on Vinyasa, but we're going to get into it. You're going to feel good. It's going to be awesome. Morg, we're going to start in child's pose. So you can bring your big toes to touch. Your knees can be as far apart as is comfortable. And then you're just going to walk your chest down toward your mat. And let your forehead rest on the ground. You might roll your head back and forth a little bit to kind of massage that space in the middle of your forehead. We're going to take a few moments just to center ourselves, to arrive in this moment and in this practice. We'll take 3 cleansing breaths together. So those will be inhales through the nose and exhales sighing out the mouth. Two more like that. Good, and you can seal your lips closed. Let your breath come in and out through your nose. And just start to notice your body begin to relax into this pose. Notice your neck releasing, your shoulders softening. Relaxing your hips and your belly. Noticing the spots that your body is touching the mat, the tops of your feet, your shins, the tips of your fingers and your forearms, and that space on your forehead. And just allow your breath to flow naturally here for a few more moments. And you'll take a few more breaths here, maybe letting your breaths run a little bit longer or a little bit slower. And as you breathe here for a few more moments in Child's Pose, I want to read you a few affirmations that we'll be thinking about throughout class. I am strong. I can do everything that I desire. And lastly, the fire within me burns through all blocks and fears. Take one more long breath here, Morg. And then make your way up to a seated position. You can just sit back on your heels if that feels okay. Your knees can be spread further out, or you could take your knees in a little bit closer together and have your feet a little bit farther out. And we'll take a few rolls of the shoulders here. Maybe a few rolls of the neck, dropping the ears side to side. Noticing your breath again here. Good, we'll start with a little face massage, so taking your pointer fingers and just running them across your hairline here. Good, and then taking your pointer finger and your thumb and almost squeezing your eyebrows, like you're tracing the top and bottom edges. Good. Take your pointer finger again and run it down your nose and out toward your cheeks. Good. Taking that same pointer finger and just running down the sides of your jaw, down toward your chin. Good. And then lastly, just running the fingers down the neck, across the collarbones. Good. We'll take one more breath here. Nice, and release those hands down to the knees. We're going to establish our Ujjayi breath here. And this is like the breath of powerful activity. This is the breath of victory is what it translates to. So an Ujjayi breath is going to be in and out through the nose. And as you exhale, you're going to imagine you're fogging up a little mirror inside your mouth. You should be able to hear that exhale. Good, and you can continue that breath. And breathing like this is going to increase the body heat within us. And then as we move, we're going to continue to work that body heat outside of us as well. Good, 3 more breaths here. And then we'll make our way to our tabletop. Hands beneath the shoulders, knees below the hips. And we'll start with a few cat-cows. So inhales, dropping the belly, lifting the heart forward. Exhales, rounding the spine toward the ceiling. Inhale, drop the belly, sending the hips back. Exhale, round the spine. Good. Continue that on your own breath. You might imagine that there's a string attached to your belly button. As you inhale, it pulls toward the earth. As you exhale, it lifts toward the sky. 2 more breaths here. Good. Spread out the fingers for this last one. Press the hands into the mat. Good. And then keeping your left hand here, walk your right hand out across to the front corner of your mat. And then sink the hips back for a side stretch. Fill your lungs with your breath. And then as you're ready, walk it to the opposite side. Right palm comes underneath its shoulder. Left hand to the opposite corner. Good. 2 more breaths here. And then coming back up to tabletop, we'll move into some cross-body balances here. So inhale, right arm, left leg, reach. Exhale, press it back to the earth. Inhale, opposite side. Exhale, release. Good. We'll continue that movement. Inhaling, reaching through heel and fingers. Exhale, pressing down to the earth. We'll do a few more rounds here on your own breath. Good. How slow can you make this movement? As you extend, can you think about pulling your belly button toward your spine, engaging through the core? Good. 2 more on each side. Good. Last one. Reach the furthest on both hand and foot. Good. You'll send your right toes back. And then inhale, right arm reaches high. This is called kneeling half moon. And so we can stay here and breathe, or you can opt to lift that straight leg. Good, really reaching out these top fingers, kicking back with the lifted heel. 1 more breath here. And exhale to release. Good, we look into the opposite side, so left toes straight back. Inhale, left fingertips reach high. And as you're ready, inhale, extending those lifted toes. Take 3 more breaths here. Can you broaden across your chest? Good, last breath. And exhale to release. Take 1 more cat-cow. Inhale, dropping the belly. Exhale, rounding the spine. And then flipping your toes, pressing your palms into the earth. We'll lift the hips high for our first down dog. We'll take a few breaths here just to move around a little bit, pedal the heels. Maybe rock the hips side to side. Take a glance up at your fingers. Make sure they are nice and spread wide. And think about pressing down through each surface, each inch of your hand. Good, 1 more breath here. And we move into a little flow. So your inhales, knees will draw forward and just hover about 1 inch off the ground. Exhale, lift the hips high. Good. Inhale, knees forward. Exhale, press it back.
Continue this move on your own breath. Good. Pull the belly toward the spine. 2 more here. Last one. Good. On an inhale, reach the right toes high. Exhale, draw that knee to the nose. Inhale, toes high. Exhale, release it down into the opposite side. Inhale, left toes reach high. Exhale, carve out the belly. Inhale, reach. Exhale, press it back down. Walk those feet up toward your hands. We'll come into a halfway lift. So the toes are touching. And then we can either straighten the legs, bring the hands to the shins, and create this nice long spine here. Or you can keep the knees bent with the fingers on the floor. Either way, we just want to maintain this nice strong spine. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. We'll take a few breaths here in this forward fold as well. See if you can bend your knees enough so that your chest and belly are resting on your thighs. This is going to allow the back of the legs to really open here. One more breath in this fold. Inhale, reach the arms high. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to that halfway lift, strong spine. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your feet back to plank. We'll hold here for a breath. Now we're moving into our first chaturanga push-up. So again, exhale, pull the elbows toward the ribs. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Good. So that portion there, the chaturanga to up dog to down dog, that's called taking a vinyasa. So you'll hear me cue that throughout class. One more breath here. Press through the hands. Good. Gaze forward. Make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale again to that halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Reach the arms high. And exhale, pull the hands to the heart. Beautiful. So that was our first sun salutation A. We're going to do several more here for our warm-up series. So exhale all the air from your lungs. Inhale, arms reach on. Exhale, fold forward, belly to thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. And we take our vinyasa. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, reach the heart forward. Exhale, down dog, lift those hips high. Good, gaze forward, make your way to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, strong spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach. And exhale, dive it right back down, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, plant. Step it back and take your vinyasa. Good. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step it up to your hands. Halfway lift, nice strong spine. Exhale, fold. And reach high. And dive it right back down. We've got 2 more sun salutations. Good. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, plant. Step it back. Take your vinyasa. Good. We take one breath here in this down dog. Can you again pull your belly button toward your spine? Good. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale to the top. Fill with breath. halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Good, inhale, reach. Exhale, dive it down. Last one here. Good, inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, feet step back. Take your Vinyasa. Really reaching the heart forward on this inhale. Lifting the hips high on your exhale. You take 3 breaths in this down dog. Good, on an inhale, look forward, make your way to the top. Exhale for a forward fold, belly to thighs, let that head hang heavy. Inhale, reach the arms so high. Exhale, hands pull to the heart. Good. You take 3 breaths here in Tadasana, hands at the heart. Check back in with that Ujjayi breath. Again, imagining a little mirror on the inside of your mouth that you're fogging up. Good. Take a big step back so that you're facing the long edge of your mat. We'll inhale, arms reach wide. This is star pose. And then as you exhale, sink into your hips for horse pose. Now for horse pose, you're pressing a lot of the weight into the pinky toe side of your feet. And then tracking those knees out over your feet. Good. One more breath here. Inhale to star pose. Exhale, sink to horse. Inhale, reach through the fingers. Exhale, sink. We'll continue this at the pace of your breath. Good. If at any time you want to release some heat, Morg, give it an open mouth exhale. This is going to let some of that heat that you're building in your body escape. Good. 3 more. Good. Last 2. Inhale, squeeze the glutes at the top. Exhale, sink to horse, and we hold here for a few moments. Good. You can stay stationary or give it a little bit of a pulse at the bottom. 3 more breaths here. Good. Inhale, reach high for star pose. And then on an exhale, you're going to sink into your either right or left side for a little side lunge. Again, we'll flow this movement. So inhale, you'll come through center. Exhale, sink to the opposite side. Inhale, press through your feet. Exhale, sink. Good. Continue this movement on your breath. And see how connected you can make the movement and your breath. So can you really be sitting in this side lunge until you are fully exhaled? Good. 1 more to each side. Good. Back through center. Inhale. Reach high for star. Exhale. Pivot toward the front. Plant the hands and step it back to plank. And we take a Vinyasa. Again, exhale to Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, lift the hips high, down dog. Good. Inhale, the right toes reach high here. Exhale, step that foot through for a lunge. So before coming up, really press this back heel toward the back of your mat. And then inhale the arms high. Good. We take 1 more breath here again, pressing through this back leg, engaging through this straight leg. And on an exhale, hands come to meet the mat. And drop this knee back down to the earth. We're in a low lunge, opening up this hip. Good. Take one more breath here. And then on an exhale, send the hips back. We come toward half splits. So this front big toe is pulling back up toward your third eye, that space between your eyebrows. Good. One more breath here. On an inhale, make your way forward, plant the hands, step back to plank, and we take our vinyasa. Exhaling for chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Good. On an inhale, left toes reach high. Exhale, step it through for our lunge. Again, pressing back through the right heel this time. And then pressing down through our front foot. Inhale, reach high. Two more breaths here. Can you lift your rib cage away from your hips? Good. On an exhale, hands meet the earth. Drop that knee down for our low lunge. One more breath here. Open up through this hip. And on an exhale, send the hips back, half splits. Check in with the breath. One more breath here. Good. On an inhale, shift it forward. Step the foot back. Take your vinyasa. Beautiful. Take one breath in, down dog. With an open mouth, exhale. Good. On an inhale, right toes reach. Exhale, step it through for our lunge. Good. Strong legs. On exhale, hands meet the mat. Drop that knee down for our low lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, send it back for our half splits. Good. Really breathe into the back of this straight leg. Two more breaths here. And then to move out of this pose, on an inhale, a big transition. You're going to rock forward onto this front foot and lift the back leg for airplane pose. Good. Take two more breaths wherever you are, hands on the ground or back by your hips. Good. Release the feet, forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back to plank, and take your vinyasa. Beautiful. We do that same thing on the opposite side here. Inhale, left toes reach. Exhale, step it through for our high lunge. Good. One strong inhale here, pressing through the back heel. Exhale, hands to the mat, drop the knee for our low lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, send it back for our half splits. And we take two breaths here. Good, and then on your next inhale, rocking it forward and lifting that extended leg for airplane pose. Good, feel those wobbles of the standing ankle. You're strengthening those balance muscles. Last breath here. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. And plant the hands. Step it back to plank. And take your vinyasa. Good, we take one breath here. Check out the hands, walk it up. Good, inhaling your halfway lift at the top. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms high. And exhale, hands drop to the sides. All right, we move next into a version of what I call Gaia squats. So we're going to start with our left foot as our standing leg, and we're going to point our right toe out front. This is kind of waking up these big leg muscles here, so you want to think about pulling the belly toward the spine and lifting this leg as if you're lifting from the inner thigh side of your leg. Good, one more breath here in this toe, in this toe point. Good, and then on an exhale, we want to send this foot behind. You've got two options here. You can either do a floating Gaia squat, which is going to be the hands on the hips, and then dropping the knee down, kind of like a little curtsy lunge. Inhaling, the toe lifts. Exhale, drop that knee down. Or you could take it with the hands on the ground. So inhaling, leg high. And then exhale, dropping this knee down. You see how my foot doesn't touch the floor on this one. Good. We'll do several reps here. Inhale, the toes reach. Exhale, sink in. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. Strong breath here, Morg. Good, 3 more on this side. Good, 2. Last one. Good, step that feet back, plant the hands, and take your Vinyasa. Good, inhale, walk it forward, making your way to your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, release those hands. We move into the same move on the opposite side. So this time our right leg is our standing leg. Hands to the hips. We move into that pointed toe hold to begin. Good. Think about pressing down through that standing foot. One more breath here. Feel the strength of this leg. Good. And then sending it back on an exhale and moving into our Gaia squats. So again, inhale, leg long. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Good. We continue on this side for several more breaths. We're not only working the hamstring and thigh on this standing leg, we're also really strengthening the balancing muscles in our ankles, those tiny little muscles that like to kind of twitch. Good, more, 3 more on this side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. Last one. Good, plant the hands, feet step back to plank, take your Vinyasa. Good, and we'll hold this down dog for 2 breaths. You can take an open mouth exhale if that sounds good. Good, and then on an exhale, drop the knees back down to the earth, sink the hips back. We come to child's pose. We come back to child's pose here just to reconnect with our body, reconnect with our breath, reconnect with these affirmations, this intention of feeling powerful, of seeing and witnessing our strength. Good. A few more breaths here in child's pose. And I want you to take the next few breaths to send a little thought of love or gratitude to one part of your body that you appreciate. Good, one more breath here. And then inhale, shifting forward to tabletop. Set your hands just about a palm print in front of your shoulders. Flip the toes and we'll lift back to down dog. Good, inhale, the right toes reach high. Exhale, step it through. We come to javelin lunge here. So similar to our high lunge, but instead of raising here, we want to create this long line with our body. Arms reach down alongside near the hips. Good, we hold here for 4 breaths. Can you think about sending your shoulder blades down your spine? Good. Squeezing everything in toward the center line of your body. 2 more breaths here. Good, and on an exhale, plant the hands, step it back to plank, hold here for 1 breath. And then take your vinyasa. Good, opposite side, inhale, left toes reach. Exhale, step it through, javelin lunge. Pressing back through the heel. Reaching out the crown of your head. Good, nice long spine here for 3 more breaths. Last breath. Plant the hands to the earth. Step it back to plank again. Hold here for 1 breath. And then take your vinyasa. Good, we continue to build on these lunges. Inhale, right toes reach. Exhale, step it through for javelin lunge. Good, just 1 breath here. And then inhale, lift the heart, reach the arms up for crescent lunge. Good, we hold here for 2 breaths. Again, lifting the ribs away from the hips. Last breath here. Exhale, palms meet the mat, step it back to plank, and we hold plank for 2 breaths here. Good, press the floor away from you. And exhale, take your vinyasa. Good, keep breathing heavy. Inhale, left toes reach high. Exhale for javelin lunge. Good, just 1 breath here. Inhale, reach high for crescent lunge. Good, really fire up the glutes here. Last breath. Exhale to the mat, step it back again, hold this plank for 2 breaths here. Pulling the belly in toward the spine, and take your vinyasa. Good, we keep building more. Inhale, right toes reach. Exhale, step it through for javelin. Good, inhale, crescent lunge. And exhale, we open to warrior 2. So our front toes are pointed forward. Our back toes pointed up toward the front corner of our mat. Good, and we take 2 more breaths here. You might bend and sink into this front knee a little bit. Good, inhale, reverse warrior, reach that right arm high. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back. We hold this plank for 3 breaths more. You are strong. Good, and then exhale for your vinyasa. Opposite side here, inhale, left toes reach. Exhale, step it through, javelin lunge. Good, inhale to crescent, reach those fingertips high. And exhale, warrior 2. Good. Bring your attention to that back foot. See if you can really press down through the pinky toe side of that back foot. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back. Hold here for 3 breaths. Good. Can you squeeze the glutes here? 1 more breath. And take your vinyasa. Beautiful, Morg. We got 1 more set of these. Here we go. Inhale, right toes reach. Exhale, step it through, javelin. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale to warrior 2. Good. We take 1 moment here. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then on this exhale, you're going to reach those fingertips forward and bring your elbow to the front knee for extended side angle. Good. Really sink into that front knee. Feel that burn in the leg. 1 more breath here. Good. Keeping the knees bent. We inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back. Hold this for 4 breaths. Good. Press through each inch of the hands. Good. And then take your vinyasa. Again, just go as deep as you can on that chaturanga, even if you just hold that plank for 1 more breath. Good. Last side here, Morg. Inhale, left toes reach. Step it through for javelin. Good. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale for warrior 2. Good. Again, we just find our bearings here. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then we head toward extended side angle. So reaching those fingers forward, elbow to the knee. And then reach that right arm overhead. We create this nice long line with our body. Good. Can you sink an inch lower? 1 more breath. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, plant those hands, step it back. Hold this plank for 4 breaths. Good. 2 more breaths. Can you lengthen the back of your neck? Good. And take your vinyasa. Good. On an inhale, look forward, walk your feet up to your hands. Finding that halfway lift, that strong spine. Really fill your belly with breath here. And exhale, forward fold. Belly meets the thighs. Good. Let that head hang heavy. Pressing down through your feet. Inhale, reach high. And then exhale, pull the hands to the heart. You can see if you can blink your eyes closed here in this Tadasana with the hands at heart center. Again, we take a moment to reconnect with our breath, to feel into our bodies, to feel your heart pounding, recognize all that work that you've just done, all this power that you just exerted. You are so strong. Good. We inhale, reach the arms high. You can clasp the fingers here at the top. We're going to come into a little side bend. So when you come into this side bend, I want you to go about halfway to your full depth. And see if you can really lift up on the chest here, reaching the rib cage up and away from the hips. Good. 1 more breath in a side stretch. Inhale, back up through the center. And exhale, drop it to the opposite side. Again, just starting about halfway to your full depth. Good. 2 more breaths here. Squeezing the ears with the shoulders. Good. Inhale, reaching high. And exhale, coming to a gentle back bend, so you can either drop your elbows out wide for this one, or you can take your hands to your low back. And more than dropping back, we want to think about lifting the heart up toward the sky. Taking 1 more breath here, really fill up. Good. Inhale, reach high. And then exhale, we're going to sink into powerful pose. So check down at the feet here. My big toes are touching, but my heels are just slightly apart, about 2 inches. So the outsides of my feet are running parallel to each other. Good. Again, arms are up here in this powerful pose. This pose of total strength, total challenge, right? Good. Take one more breath here. Release. Sink those hips low. Good. And exhale. Release. Stand. Wiggle it out a little bit. Inhale. Arms reach high. Exhale. Sink right back down. Powerful pose. Again, pulling the belly button in toward the spine here more. We're going to flow a little bit here. Your inhales. Arms reach high. Exhale. Send the arms back behind. Good. Inhale. Reach. Exhale, press it back. You continue this on your own breath. As you move your arms here, can you act as if you're moving through water or even something thicker, like you're pressing through jello or something? Really give those arms something to work with, something to press through. Good. 2 more here. Beautiful. Inhale, reach high, stand all the way up. And then exhale, take another big step back so that you're facing the long edge of your mat. We're going to find ourselves in horse pose again. So the toes are just slightly pointed outward. And we're going to sink the hips nice and low. And give it a little wiggle back and forth here to set ourselves in here. We're going to do some arm work here more. So holding this horse pose, sinking nice and low in the hips. You're going to take your forearms together. So I'm touching elbows all the way up to my fingertips. And we're just going to inhale, lift the elbows high. And then exhale, pull them back down. Good. It's a subtle movement. Inhale to lift. Exhale back down. But you will feel that burn. Good. Pull that belly in toward the spine. Protect the back. Good. You got 5 more here, Morg. Good. 3 more. Can you think about tipping your hips underneath so that your butt kind of tucks underneath your spine? Good, Morg. 1 more. Good. Inhale, star pose. Reach high. Give it a little bit of a back bend here. Good. We'll take a bend side. Good. Sending it to the opposite side. Inhale, rise to star. Exhale, sink it back down to horse. Good. We got 1 more arm move here. It's sneaky because we're also doing legs. All right, so this one, your inhale is here, hands to heart center. Exhale, pressing through to the opposite side. Inhale, hands to center. Exhale, press away. Good. Again, as you press your hands across your body, can you imagine like you're pressing like a cinder block or something like that? 2 more to each side. Last one. Good. Inhale, reach high for star pose. And then check out the feet. You're going to turn your toes in so that they're pointed a little bit inward. We're going to take a straddle fold here so you can inhale, arms reach out wide. And then exhale, drop your head toward the earth. You can adjust your feet if you need to, taking your legs nice and wide. You just want to get a nice stretch here on the backs of the legs. Maybe you shift your weight a little bit forward toward your toes. See how that feels. Good. And we move into a little flow here. So our exhales are going to be here in this forward fold with our head hanging nice and heavy. And then on the inhales, we're going to strengthen our back, come into monkey pose, so propping ourselves up on our fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, monkey pose. Exhale, fold. Good. Let the knees bend gently if that feels good. Good. Inhale, strengthen that spine. Exhale, release to the fold. One more here. Good. Bring the heels in just a bit here, and then we'll inhale back up to star pose. Exhale, pivot toward the front of our mat, and we'll take a sun salutation A. So inhale, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, and take your vinyasa. Good. From this down dog, we'll inhale, reach the right toes high. Exhale, bring that knee to the opposite elbow. Hold here for a breath. Good, work that core. Inhale, toes reach. Exhale again, knee to opposite elbow, but this time you're gonna pop this foot all the way through and lift the left arm high. This is clock face pose. Good, 2 breaths here. Really lift this hip away from your mat. Good, plant that hand. Inhale, toes high. Exhale, release. We work into the opposite side. Good, inhale, toes reach. Exhale, knee to opposite elbow. Good, inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to opposite elbow and pop that foot through. Good. Right arm reaches high. 2 breaths here in clock face pose. Again, lifting this hip away from the earth. Feel that burn. Release to the mat. Good. 3-legged dog. One more time. And exhale, bring it all the way back down to the knees. You can actually sit all the way back on your butt now. Whew. We have made our way from our standing work to our floor work. So we are going to move into some ab work here on the floor. And we're going to start with boat pose. So the way you want to get into boat pose is to lean back a little bit on your butt. Excuse me. You can press the hands here. And then you're just going to rock back until the feet lift up off the ground. Good. So you can either choose half boat, which is where the knees are bent here, arms either, or pardon me, fingers either on the floor or lifted. Good. If this is feeling easier, you need a little bit more challenge, you can straighten the legs. Good. One more breath here. And exhale, release. Whew. That one gives me the shakes. That's good. Good. Take one more breath here, and we're going to go into that same pose, that boat pose, for 5 breaths. All right, so roll up to your butt. Lean back until those feet come off the ground. And then if you're ready, hands up. We breathe here for 5 breaths. Good. Tuck that belly toward the spine. Love on all those shakes. 2 more breaths here. Good. Last breath. Can this be the longest exhale of your day? Good. And release. Beautiful, dude. Oh, all right. So the next ab move, we got feet are on the floor, kind of up near our butt. You're going to lift the shoulders up off the ground here. Palms are toward the ceiling. And we're just going to do these tiny little plyo moves. Just reaching forward about 1 inch with the fingertips. This is going to be a really direct move on the upper abs. I feel this right away. Good. Breath is still strong here. 2 more breaths. Good. And release it all the way down. Arms reach overhead. Take 2 big breaths here. Good, and we work into one more round. Again, lifting the shoulders off the ground here. Palms face up. And just this tiny little movement, reaching forward and then releasing back. Good, as you breathe here, can you think about pressing your low spine into your mat? That's going to engage your entire core. Good, 3 more breaths here, Morg. Keep the gaze up toward the ceiling. Good, last breath. And exhale, release. Beautiful. You can take the hands down by your sides here. Again, the feet are about a foot away from your butt. We're going to move into a bridge pose here. So before we lift the hips up into our bridge pose, we're just going to snug the shoulder blades nice and close together down alongside our spine. On an exhale, you're going to prepare by pressing that low spine into the ground. And then as you're ready, lift the hips up off the ground. If you want to, your hands can either stay flat on the ground or they can come to clasp underneath your butt. Good, hold here for 3 more breaths, pressing into the floor with your heels and pressing into the floor with your upper arms. Good, 2 more breaths here. And exhale, release it all the way, rolling down your spine. Good. We're going to move into one more round of that bridge here. So as you're ready, again, pressing the low spine toward the ground to engage the core. And then when you're ready, lifting up on those hips. Maybe clasping the hands underneath. Good. We hold for 5 breaths here. Can you think about pulling your heels toward your body? This is going to engage through your entire hamstring and glutes. Good, 3 more breaths here, deep into the belly. One more breath. Good, and exhale, release all the way down. Beautiful. Send your feet up toward the ceiling here. We're going to work into a little bit of oblique work. So with the hands behind the head, you're going to reach for the opposite ankle and then release. Reach to the opposite side, release. Good, we'll continue that on our own breath. Really pressing the heels toward the ceiling here. And then keeping that gaze up toward the ceiling as well. Good. Good, Morg, you got 3 more on each side. 2 more. Last one on each. Good, and release. You can pull the knees up toward the chest. Give it a little rock side to side. Good, or you might roll up and down on the spine. Whatever feels good, and just rock here for a few more breaths. All right, beautiful. We've got one more move on this front side of the core here. And this is called hollow body. So the way we're going to do this, your knees are going to stack themselves over your hips. Feet are going to be out. And then you're going to reach the arms up toward the ceiling so that your shoulder blades peel up off the ground. And this is the entire move. But we're going to hold here for a minute. This move really gets me shaking, especially this late in the practice. Again, you want to think about pressing your low spine into the mat here, Morg. Let those shakes happen. It means you're getting stronger. Good, breath is strong here. Always the option to bring the hands behind the head. We got 20 more seconds. Good, stay strong. Just 5 more seconds. Beautiful release. Oh, wow, that one gets me. Beautiful, Morg. Okay, you're gonna make your way onto your belly here. And we're gonna do a little bit of back core work. So this is my favorite little flow for the back side of the core. You're gonna bring your hands right beneath your shoulders. Draw your elbows in toward your body, like you're hugging it nice and tight, kind of squeezing everything in toward your spine here. On an exhale, your cheek is gonna rest on the mat. And then as you inhale, you're gonna lift your chest. Exhale, release that cheek to the mat. Good. Inhale, lift the heart. Elbows stay drawing down the spine. Exhale, release, cheek to mat. Good, and you continue this flow, inhaling, lifting the heart. Exhaling, releasing down. Good. Can you touch the floor so lightly with your hands that on those inhales, you could even lift your hands up off the ground. Good, continue on this flow, strengthening the low core, strengthening the back. We've got about 8 more rounds here. Can you really connect the breath with this movement? So you're filling up on your inhale at the peak of the lift. And then finally resting that cheek down as you exhale all your air. Good. 5 more on each side. Good. On these last reps, you've got the option to lift the toes as you lift the heart. Good, 2 more each side. Keeping the back of the neck nice and long. Good, last ones. Beautiful. And then after you're done, just resting down here, laying on the cheek. And take a few moments to feel that work that your backside body just did. Notice the tightness of those muscles that run along the spine. Feel your breath as your belly presses into the floor. Good, when you're ready, press yourself back into child's pose. Good, take a few long breaths here. Relaxing your shoulders. Relaxing your face, your lips. Relaxing your neck and your throat. Good. Take one more breath here. And as you're ready, walking the hands back toward your body. We're going to take a little seated heart opener here. So let your hands come behind your back, behind your hips, I mean.
Fingers pointed toward your body. And just lift up through heart center here. You can let your head drop back if that feels good. You might even walk all the way down to your forearms here. Good, really let this open your whole front body. Take a few big, deep breaths. Good, as you're ready, walk yourself back up, come into tabletop. Good. We're gonna kick one leg out behind us and let the top of your foot stay on the ground so your toes aren't tucked under. Instead, you're laying on the top of that foot. We're gonna take a few cat-cows here with this leg extended back. Inhaling, dropping the belly. Exhale, rounding the spine. Feel that stretch through the front of this leg. Good. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round the spine. One more round. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, round. Good. Working to the opposite side. Good on these inhales. Thinking about drawing the heart forward more than anything. Good. You can sit back down on your butt. Take your feet, plant them out in front of you. We're going to take some windshield wiper twists, so just dropping the knees side to side here. Stretching out the tissues in the hip joints. Good. Beautiful. We're moving into another twist here, so you'll extend your left leg all the way out. Bring your right foot up near your butt. And we're going to plant this left hand behind our hip and take our right elbow on the inside of this bent knee. So to twist, we can kind of press into the knee with the elbow and then use our knee to press back into our arm. So our arm and our leg are kind of pushing against each other here. Good, 2 more breaths here. Keep nice and tall in the spine. Good, working into the opposite side. So again, the left foot up near the butt, right palm planted behind our spine, kind of propping us up nice and tall. And then taking that elbow to press against the knee. Your inhales lengthen your spine nice and tall. Your exhales push you a little bit deeper into this twist. One more breath. Good, release. And take the soles of the feet out to touch. Take it into a little butterfly pose. Just starting to slow the breath here. Good, bringing the knees together, reclining all the way down on the spine. We're going to take a reclined pigeon pose, so crossing the right ankle over your left knee here. And then you can do this one of 2 ways. You can either grab onto your left leg and pull it in towards you to stretch the outside of your right hip here. Or, the way I prefer to do it, you can sit up on your arms and then feel that stretch this way instead. Good. Take a few breaths here, soften your cheeks and your forehead. And relax your shoulders. Switching sides when you're ready.
Taking 2 more breaths, thinking about inhaling your breath and bringing it to wherever you feel this stretch. Good. Releasing that side, rolling all the way down in your spine, hugging the knees in toward the chest here, and then dropping the knees toward one side for a supine twist. Good. You can reach your arms out wide. Maybe you want to look back toward your right hand here. One more breath in this twist. Good, and then as you're ready, dropping it to the opposite side. And a few more moments to breathe gently in this twist. Good. The last move we will take here is called Happy Baby. So you can either grab hold of your toes, your big toes. You could grab on the insides of the soles of your feet, or you could grab the outsides as well and just pull the knees so that they're tracking in toward your armpits. And this is just gonna kind of establish this opening through the hips that we worked so much today. And then as you're ready, you'll stretch your feet out long, reach the arms overhead. Take one last big inhale here. And then exhale, release your arms down to your sides. We'll take a few minutes of Shavasana here. So Shavasana is a time that we get to balance ourselves. And we balance ourselves in this way because we just did all this hard work. We just moved with so much intention and power. And now we get to balance that power and that exertion with rest. We get to honor our bodies by allowing them a few minutes of peace. And so you don't have to do or try for anything in these few minutes. If your mind feels active, that's totally okay. You can trust that your body knows exactly what to do with this time. As you breathe here, you relax your forehead and your eyes, your nose, cheeks, your tongue, and your chin. Relax your throat, your shoulders, down your arms, softening your hands and your fingertips. As you breathe, you relax your chest. You feel your heartbeat effortlessly. Relax your ribs around the backside of your heart, softening your belly, relaxing your hips, your thighs, the fronts of your shins and your ankles. Relaxing the soles of your feet and your calves. Feeling your hamstrings and your glutes soften and melt into your mat. Feeling the muscles around your spine relax and release. And lastly, feeling the back of your head simply melt into the earth. And take a moment here to notice that you are so held by the earth, that you are constantly supported. Good, to kind of wake ourselves back up from this Shavasana. I'm just going to take this bun out of my hair for this one. So laying down, take note or bring your attention to the backs of your heels. Think about really pressing them into the floor. And as you're ready, just start lifting, lifting your toes and pointing your toes. So you end up just kind of rocking back and forth. And your heels are staying firmly rooted into the ground. You might notice your head nodding yes. That's good. That means that your spine is relaxing. So you just want to let your chin move up and down. And we'll do this for a few more breaths. Last breath. Good, and then release that and just take a moment to lay here. Notice any sensations in your body. Good, as you're ready, you'll roll onto one side. And press yourself up to a seat. You can keep your eyes closed if you'd like. And then bring the hands to touch right in front of the heart. We take a few moments to recognize and to thank and to honor the strength of our bodies. The strength and power and determination that just carried us throughout that entire practice. Thanking your legs for holding you up, your arms for pressing through all those planks, minutes of planks. Your core for moving you through all of those core exercises, for supporting you in your spine throughout all movement. And sending honor and gratitude to your hands and your feet for supporting you, keeping you stable, bringing you to beautiful places. Before we part, I want you to think about one thing that you love about yourself. And then I want you to think about one thing that you love about me. So you're going to be sending yourself love and you're going to be sending me love. And I'm going to be doing the same thing. As you're ready, bringing your hands again to your heart. Shanti, my friend, deepest peace to you. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed class, Morg. I hope that you are feeling powerful because you are so dang powerful. Thank you for being a beautiful friend.
Thank you for seeking me out. I love you.